Hi and welcome to Astro Analyst. I am your analyst Swam Siddha. In this video, we are going to talk about a forecast for the upcoming Bollywood movie War 2. So this video suggestion was given to me by my editor, designer, come social media manager, come husband. He said, why don't you make a video predicting about the success or failure of War 2? So first I thought, wow, that's a crazy idea. Can we use Vedic astrology to predict success or failure of a film? Then the more I thought about it, a film is nothing but a collaboration of people, and people have horoscopes, they have Dasha, Mahadasha, Antardasha, and there are transits going on. So maybe we can try and attempt this. Okay, so to make this forecast, we are going to go through 5 horoscopes, which are the actors Hrithik Roshan, Junior NTR, Kiara Advani, and the director Ayan Mukerji, and the producer Aditya Chopra. And then we are going to consider what are the significators of like success. So first we are going to consider Lagna lords for everyone, and then we are going to consider 5th lord, which is important for creativity, and 5th house is the house of film, cinema. And then we are going to consider Mars. Mars is very important here because it's Karka of action, which is this movie, which is the genre of this movie, and patriotism as well. And then we are going to consider the 3rd lord. So the 3rd lord is important because it's the 11th from the 5th house, so it's the gains of the 5th house. And then we are going to consider Mercury, because this is after all a movie business. So Mercury is important, especially like when you are considering the producers, like the forecast. And then moving on to the usual houses, we check for wealth, which is the 2nd house. And then we are going to check 9th house for luck. And then we're going to check 11th for gains, recognition, and rewards. So these are all the houses that we are going to consider today. So let's move on to the first horoscope, which is Junior NTR. He's like a well-known Telugu actor. So back in the day when I was just starting out in my career in Hyderabad, I lived in Hyderabad for quite some time. So I was kind of confounded by the popularity of Junior NTR. I was like, wow, people are just like crazy about him. But when I got a chance this time to see his horoscope, it all makes sense, because I think he has excellent placement of Rahu. So Rahu is the one who brings like fame. So this is the combination of, he has the combination of, if you can see, he has the combination of Rahu and Venus in his 11th house. Rahu and Venus are like an excellent combination for any like film actors, especially all the beautiful people like Aishwarya Rai, Angelina Jolie, and I think Priyanka Chopra as well. They all have this combination. So that's what. So I'm not gonna deep dive into each of their horoscopes. So I'm just gonna look at what's going on currently, like what is the Dasha Mahadasha plus what are the transits. So if you look at the chart, the first chart you see is the birth chart, followed by the chart of the transits, so which you can see how the transits are impacting each of the houses. So, and followed by Dasha and Antardasha. So right now Junior NTR has Rahu Mahadasha and Rahu Antardasha active. Okay, so this has been going on since June and active till 2028. So to consider, so okay, his Lagna lord is going to transit into Lagna on 16th August, which is awesome. 5th lord Jupiter is transiting into 11th house, aspecting his own house. That is awesome. And then 10th lord Venus is also transiting over 11th house, over the natal Venus in Gemini. Interesting. And then the lord of the 9th house Mars is transiting 2nd house, which is the finance, aspecting 5th, 8th, and 9th house. Then the third lord, Saturn, is transiting 8th house, aspecting second, 10th, and okay, so Saturn is exalted, is in birth chart. So that is interesting. And then moving on to Mercury. Mercury is his 11th lord and transiting 12th house. And Mercury is in his 9th house in the natal chart. Rahu is transiting the 7th house, expecting the 11th house and the 3rd house. Okay. So Rahu in 7th house is good. Like it brings, like Rahu, 7th house is your relationship with the external world. So that kind of brings insane amount of like popularity. And then okay, on the flip side, Ketu is in Lagna, aspect on 5th house and 9th house. Okay, let's do we calculate this? Let's give like points to each of the good points and negative points to each of the bad points, and then we can kind of arrive on a ranking. So so for the Lagna Lord transiting, we give +1. Then we have all these plus points, and the negative one is the Saturn transiting into 8th house. I don't necessarily think that may be that negative because his birth Saturn is exalted, but I'm going to be conservative and still give him a -1. And then my 12th house is not good, so he gets a -1 that for that. Ketu is in Lagna, that's not good, he gets a -1 for that. So overall rating +6 -3, so he gets 3 out of 9. So that is junior NTR. Moving on to Hrithik Roshan. Okay, so Hrithik Roshan, like if you see, like when you see the slide, you will see his birth chart followed by the chart of his transits, all the planets transiting over the thing. And so currently Hrithik Roshan has Mars Mahadasha followed by Rahu Antardasha. Okay, so if you check Hrithik Roshan's birth chart, you will see his 5th house fifth lord Jupiter is debilitated, so that is the house of your creativity. So it kind of makes sense whenever he wants to do something like creative or do something different, artistic, people reject him, he faces failures. So say for example, when he tries to make Guzarish or like Super 30 films like that, people don't accept him. So that's very sad because he's a good actor. I think he works very hard, so it's sad. But on the other side, he does like I think his 8th house like his wait a second, let's see. So this is Hrithik Roshan and his yeah, okay, so his so his Jupiter and yeah, so he has Ketu in his 8th house. Okay, Ketu in house, so that makes sense because sometimes when he does in like supernatural, like any film he does which has a like a supernatural element like Aliens or something, like I don't know, I think his debut movie also had some kind of supernatural element, so those movies do well. I think he will do well if he tries to do a horror movie. But okay, so let's move on and talk about his current state. Okay, so his Lagna Lord self Mars is transiting the 11th house, house of fame and gains, aspect on 2nd, 7th, and natal Mars on 6th house. Okay, that's nice. So natal Mars in 6th house means you like obviate all the competition. And then moving on to 5th lord of creativity, Jupiter transiting 8th house. Okay, that's not good. Jupiter debilitated in 3rd house in natal chart. Okay, 7th lord and 12th lord Venus transiting 8th house, that's not good. 3rd lord Saturn transiting 5th house, aspect on 7, 11, 2 houses. 10th lord transiting into own house, aspecting 3rd house. That's great because 10th lord Sun is going to transit into Leo, which is his own sign, on I think 16th or 17th of August. And then Rahu is transiting the 4th house, aspect on 8th. Rahu is in 2nd house in natal chart. Ketu is in 10th house. Okay, that's not great. But after Sun comes into 10th house with Ketu, the malefic effects of Ketu will be less. And then 11th Lord Mercury transiting the 9th house of Bhagya, aspecting the second house of Dhan. That is good. So let's give all these factors some points. So Lagna Lord is transiting 11th house and a lot of good aspects. Mars is in 6th house. Natal Mars is in 6th house. So we'll give him +2 point for this. And all the negative stuff for 8th houses, we'll give -1. And then Rahu transiting 4th house, aspect on 8th house, that is also -1. And yes, his dasha is very good currently. It's Mars Mahadasha and Rahu Antardasha. So that is kind of Dwadash Dasha and it stands for gains. So we'll give him +2 for that. So +7 -4. So overall his rating is 3 out of 9. Okay, so that's about Hrithik Roshan. Let's move on to the next actor, which is Kiara Advani. So if you see her chart followed by her chart with the transits, current transits, and her dasha currently is Ketu Mahadasha and Ketu Antardasha, which just kicked in like 25th July 2025. Okay, so let's talk about her. So I think the previous dasha she was running was Mercury Mahadasha and Saturn Antardasha. So in this period of time she got married. She just had a baby girl. So all the people who say like Saturn is malefic or Saturn बहुत ही मतलब problem करते हैं, so that is not correct. Okay, so her 5th lord was Saturn. And like as soon as like I think Saturn जो अपनी दृष्टि उस पे पड़ रही थी 5th house पे, तो मतलब in the अंतरदशा, so she got married, she had a baby. So if you want like, so Saturn also stands for change. So change के बिना आपका improvement नहीं हो सकता. तो जब तक चेंज नहीं होगा आप कैसे इम्प्रूव करोगे. सो इफ़ यू वांट समथिंग बिग इन योर लाइफ, इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल विदाउट सैटर्न. सो उस हिसाब से सैटर्न लाइक बुरे नहीं है. इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन योर कर्म. सो एनफ, आई एम जस्ट गेटिंग साइड ट्रैक्ड. सो लेट्स कमिंग बैक टू द करंट thing. So her Lagna Lord Venus is transiting into 9th house of luck. That's great. She already has Ketu in 9th house. Then her 5th lord Saturn is transiting 6th house. Okay, the 6th house, own house. Okay, so retrograde भी है. Okay, so he retrograde है मतलब Saturn retrograde है मतलब 5th house के results भी देंगे. Then moving on to 11th lord Sun transiting into the own house, which is good, aspecting 5th house. उसके बाद 3rd lord Jupiter transiting 9th house. Jupiter is exalted in her chart, in her birth chart. That's great. उसके बाद 2nd and 6th lords Mars transiting into 12th house, which is not good. And then Rahu is transiting her 5th house, aspecting 9th house and 12th house. Venus is transiting her 9th house, aspecting 3rd house. Mercury transiting her 10th house and transiting 10th house. Okay, so let's give her some points. So अच्छे points के लिए +1, negative के लिए -1. नेगेटिव के लिए क्या मिला उनको. ओके, 6th and 2nd lord 12th house में, उसके लिए -1. उसके बाद राहु 5th house पे ट्रांजिट कर रहा है, उसके लिए -1. ओके, और एक और है जो आपका केतु महादशा, केतु अंतरदशा. इट्स डिफिकल्ट टू प्रेडिक्ट, थिंग्स आर डाइसी, सो उसके लिए -1. So +6 -3, that is 3 out of 9 points. Okay, moving on from Kiara Advani, let's come into and do the predictions for Ayan Mukerji, who is the director. And okay, so if I look at the birth chart of Ayan Mukerji, his Mars is debilitated. So like action genre will, like he will feel like a fish out of water in action genre. So I'm not sure why it was decided कि वो ये film direct करेंगे, but I like as a long term thing, I don't think he will do very well in action genre. I know he has done some stuff, but that was like more of a fantasy भी था उसमें, तो पूरा 100% action नहीं था. So Mars उनका debilitated in the 9th house, तो natal chart में, so might not be that great. So moving on, सारे पॉइंट्स देते हैं हम लोग. लग्न लॉर्ड मार्स, उनके लग्न लॉर्ड भी मार्स है जो डेबिलिटेटेड है, बट इट्स करंटली ट्रांजिटिंग इन द 11th हाउस. एस्पेक्ट भी है 5th हाउस में, दैट इज़ गुड. और उनके सेकंड एंड 5th लॉर्ड जुपिटर इज ट्रांजिटिंग 8th हाउस, नॉट गुड. 10th लॉर्ड जो है करियर का होता है, 10th लॉर्ड सन है, वो अपने घर में आ रहे हैं. और अब अपने घर में आ रहे हैं, प्लस आपका उनका नेटल बर्थ चार्ट में सन भी 10th हाउस में, तो सन ओवर सन आ रहा है, मतलब सन का ट्रांजिट भी चल रहा है, प्लस उनके बर्थ चार्ट में भी सन ऑलरेडी है, दैट इज़ गुड. एंड देन 3rd हाउस के लॉर्ड सैटर्न इज ट्रांजिटिंग 5th हाउस, एंड सैटर्न इज एक्सॉल्टेड इन हिज चार्ट, दैट्स ग्रेट. राहु ट्रांजिटिंग 4th हाउस, एस्पेक्ट ऑन 10th हाउस. 7th Lord Venus transiting 8th house, not good. 11th Lord Mercury transiting 9th house. On aspect in 3rd house, good. Ketu transiting 10th house, not good. Not good for career. और अभी उनका दशा महादशा में सैटर्न महादशा और जुपिटर अंतर्दशा चल रहा है. इट इज़ द्विद्वादश, तो अच्छा पीरियड है. इट्स अ पीरियड ऑफ गेन्स. सो मूविंग ऑन, सो let's give the each of the points some marks. So जो अच्छे points हैं उनको +1 देते हैं, और प्लस केतु ट्रांजिटिंग को मैंने 10th को 0 दिया है, बिकॉज क्योंकि सन आ जाएंगे. सो सन आ जाएंगे जैसे ही, आई थिंक द फिल्म इज़ गोइंग टू रिलीज ऑन 14th of August, तो 16th या 17th को सन 10th हाउस में आ जाएंगे. सो इट वॉन्ट बी बैड, बिकॉज उनके नेटल सन के ऊपर भी एस्पेक्ट जाएगा. सो आई एम गोना गिव इट 0. सो सब कुछ मिला के इट्स +6 -2, दैट इज़ 4 out of 9. दैट्स नॉट टू बैड. देन मूविंग ऑन टू द प्रोड्यूसर. सो प्रोड्यूसर में कौन है? आदित्य चोपड़ा. ओके, सो इनका थोड़ा हमको अच्छे से देखना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ही इज़ द प्रोड्यूसर, ही इज़ गोइंग टू पे ऑल द मनी. सो इनके एस्पेक्ट में आई वुड से बिजनेस मेक्स टू लाइक मर्कुरी वुड मेक मोर सेंस. सो इनके तो 5th लॉर्ड एंड 10th लॉर्ड ही मार्स हैं, विच इज़ ट्रांजिटिंग इन 3rd हाउस, एस्पेक्ट ऑन 6, 9, 10. मार्स इज एक्सॉल्टेड इन नेटल चार्ट, ऑसम. सो दिस इज़ अ गुड पॉइंट. उसके बाद हिज लग्न लॉर्ड मून इज गोइंग टू ट्रांजिट Pisces, Aries, 9th 10th हाउस बिटवीन 5th. ये इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि मून का ट्रांजिट हर 2 दिन में होता है. एंड देन 2nd लॉर्ड सन ट्रांजिटिंग इट्स ओन हाउस, ओके, जो फाइनेंस का है, और नाइस, एस्पेक्टिंग 9th हाउस. राहु ट्रांजिटिंग 8th हाउस, ओके. 11th लॉर्ड वीनस ट्रांजिटिंग 12th हाउस. 9th लॉर्ड जुपिटर ट्रांजिटिंग 12th हाउस. 3rd Lord Mercury transiting 1st house. Oh nice. Okay. उनके जो 3rd Lord हैं और जिससे हम बिजनेस भी देखते हैं, that is Mercury, that is transiting the Lagna, which is nice. And Ketu is also there in 2nd house. Saturn 7th Lord aspect on 9th house. अच्छा, ओके, इनका टाइम बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, बिकॉज इनका मार्स महादशा एंड राहु अंतरदशा चल रहा है. सो लाइक ए क्वाड्रेंट पीरियड. क्वाड्रेंट पीरियड मीन्स लाइक एफर्टलेस गेन. आपको कुछ करना ही नहीं पड़ेगा, आपका सारे काम बन जाएंगे आपके. ओके, लेट्स गिव हिम सम पॉइंट्स. सो इस ऑल पॉजिटिव थिंग्स हैव पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स, द नेगेटिव वंस हैव -1 points. एंड ओवरऑल या अंतरदशा के लिए आई विल गिव हिम 3, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी गुड पीरियड. So +8 -3, it's 5 out of 9. Okay, so we have given everybody points. Now let's do some middle school maths. So this is a weighted average. So हमने आदित्य चोपड़ा को 30% दिया, because he is the producer, and then we gave Hrithik Roshan and Junior NTR 20%, and then we gave Kiara Advani and Mukerji 15%. So I'm not being sexist here. So Kiara Advani का मैंने 15% इसलिए रखा है कि based on how much screen time she got on the trailer. So it's all based on that. It's all business, nothing like personal or nothing sexist about it. Moving also ये हमारे points है. So जब weighted average इसका calculate होता है तो result आपका आता है 39.7%, which is not awesome, but I'm still saying it's going to be a hit. Why? I'll tell you my reasons. So जो आपका reasons है, first reason है, so we saw all this, okay, I think this movie का 5th house का सबका status देख के बता सकते हैं, this movie is not going to be the benchmark of artistic excellence. So acting में, direction में कुछ extraordinary और वैसा कुछ बहुत artistic और बहुत superlative नहीं होगा. जूनियर NTR का पीरियड अच्छा चल रहा है ज़्यादा, considering fame, so he will get more popularity than like Hrithik Roshan, more praise than Hrithik Roshan for this movie, and I think he will get that pan, उनको already है तो फिर और भी pan Indian like recognition मिलेगा. Plus, this movie will not make much of a difference in Kiara Advani's career, so उनके लिए कुछ खास beneficial नहीं है. Okay, the opening weekend will not do as good as people are expecting, because I would say I understand they want to capitalize on the whole weekend, जिसमें कि आपका शायद जन्माष्टमी भी है और 15th August भी है, and this is a movie about patriotism. But I think जब मंडे से सन लियो में आ जाएंगे अपने ही साइन में, उसके बाद it will pick up a little bit of steam. So उसके बाद से ये अच्छा आएगा, क्योंकि अभी तक सन is 12th from its own house, तो opening weekend may not be that great. उसके बाद I will say why I still say this movie is going to be like a hit, because it's all because of strong position of Aditya Chopra's like fortunes. So Aditya Chopra का टाइम बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है, और जितना भी हमने ट्रांजिट देखा उनका टाइम सबसे बेस्ट चल रहा है और उनका वेटेज सबसे ज़्यादा है. तो आई वुड स्टिल से दिस मूवी विल बी गुड. आदित्य चोपड़ा is not in a like a time period जिसमें financial loss हो सकते हैं, so he will recover all his money. So that is I think 400 crores or something. So he will recover his money, he'll make money. And उनके जो कुछ aspects 12th house पे हैं. 12th house is also a house of overseas. So हो सकता है वो actually अच्छे हैं और वो overseas business signify करते हो, तो वो भी हो सकता है. और उनका Mars is awesome. So Mars is a कारका of action, patriotism, पूरा genre ही Mars का है. So ये अच्छा रहेगा. So my prediction is this movie will be a hit. It will recover all its money, or I think it will be a financial gain for Hrithik Roshan as well, because I think he's in some kind of profit sharing agreement with YRF. So वो भी उनके लिए भी अच्छा रहेगा. But artistic excellence, I don't think so. किसी का भी मतलब कुछ मूवी होता है, कुछ रिलीज हो जाता है, फिर कोई पूछता नहीं है. It makes money, but nobody is going to remember this movie in terms of like a benchmark movie in Indian cinema. I think that's all I have. Good luck to the team of War 2. Good luck. And then yeah, I would like my if any fellow astrologer is watching it, please let me know how I did, and let me know if I missed something. I always try to keep learning. So and yeah, everyone else, like let's comment after 17th 18th August to see how actually this movie did. Okay, and that's all for this video. This video is like too long, I guess it's too long. Sorry for this long crazy video, but I'll see you guys with another video. Stay well, ठीक रहिए, मिलते हैं एक और वीडियो में. Bye.